Hi, I'm Tim Kane, the entertainment editor at the Herald and Review in Decatur, Illinois, and we're here because Austin wants. This is one film in a series of films that we're presenting, basically giving background information, some history about Decatur Celebration. We're a group of people, these gentlemen and other people you'll see in front of you, that have covered the event and participated in the event for more than a century combined. We hope we have a few things that might entertain and amuse you. Explain who the Black Diamond is, first of all, and how you ended up spending any time with him.
Well, the Black Diamond, for a lot of people that follow Decatur entertainment scene, is Theron Denson, who is a small black man who can make himself sound amazingly like Neil Diamond. And if you hear him sing, you think, wow, they're playing Neil Diamond, and he's got a charisma to him that made himself popular with a lot of people. And he was here a lot for because I think the first time we really ran into him was kind of a fundraiser he was doing for the Decatur Bears, I believe, at the conference center, and we ended up at Katz and drinking martinis with him and all that. And amazingly enough, it was probably a year and a half later when I saw him at Celebration, and he remembered who I was. And it's like, how can you remember? I barely remember you because of the amount of martinis I think we had all consumed. But my wife Linda was chairman of the Heritage Stage at the time, and so I was de facto stage monkey for probably 7 or 8 years, and so I got pretty good at unloading stuff and doing things. And we had a good time with it because most of the acts that we had on there were, really good people and no prima donnas, no real head cases. And the one weekend that Theron was there, he was almost the entire. I think we had a folk singer on Friday night, and then the weekend of the Black Diamond. And so essentially, I think I became his valet / bodyguard, because he would, one thing with Celebration, especially when Fred ran it, and he would talk to the committee chairs, was, your show has to start on time, it has to end on time. And that all has to do with the logistics of downtown, where the stages are, how sound travels. So the Black Diamond was already kind of a phenomenon by the time he was taking the Heritage Stage. So Heritage is down by Jimmy John's on Main and Main and Prairie. I get lost downtown, and then they usually, a lot of the entertainers, especially if it's hot, will be in the Madden Arts Center up on the 3rd floor where they can cool off and all that. And the first time we let him come to the stage unchaperoned, and he almost didn't make it, and so I ended up having to go back and it was kind of unspoken that, okay, I need someone to be the jerk. And so I was kind of, the one that said, he'd really like to stay and chat, but he has a show to do. So so I got him there, and then throughout the whole weekend, it was, like we'd been friends forever, because he said, "Hey, do you mind holding my wallet?" And it was filled with money. And so he gave me his wallet, and he said, "Here, have my can you take care of my souvenirs?" So I had his souvenirs, and then he gave me the money that he'd made from the souvenirs. So all of a sudden, I'm walking around with all his money, his ID, all of his souvenirs, his change of clothes, and so he wanted to go out to his hotel for something. So he said, "Can you drive me out there?" So sure. So we headed out to his hotel and got whatever he wanted. He says, "Do you mind if we go buy a case of beer?" It's like, sure. So we go to Kroger, and so this whole time, and I don't want to say he was really demanding, because he wasn't in an arrogant or bad way. It's just that's the way he is, and he's so nice about it that you go, oh yeah, I'll drive you to Kroger. I'll do this, and he'd get on the stage, and sometimes there'd be people that we had a drunk woman who was trying to get on the stage, and she was saying, "It's okay, he wants me," and it's like, no, you can't get up there, please get away, and so it's that whole thing. But I think in a lot of ways, he epitomizes someone who comes to Celebration and kind of gets it, and the people who are attracted to him and are there are kind of typical of the people who really appreciate the Celebration, understand what it's about, and there's a kinship, and you hear people talk about that even with different acts besides that they've gone and seen, where there's just a real one-to-one connection, and where you get someone who is out and has a chance to talk to fans. I think there's probably less of that happens at the bigger stages, but I think that there's up and coming bands, or the klezmer bands and stuff like that there's a real interaction that it's a lot of fun. It makes you really appreciate what people do, and that they're coming to Decatur in a hot time of the year, and pretty much soldier on.